But let's move on and head to the courts because the Inspector General of Police, David Asante Appeatu, is not going to jail after a High Court found him guilty of contempt. We're joined via phone now by our court correspondent, Joseph Akablay, with more on this. Good morning, Joseph. Can you explain why Mr. David Asante Appeatu is not going to jail?
Well, Mama V, this is because the court did not give it a sentence. You recall that after he was found guilty of contempt for failing to obey an order of the court, asking that they assist in providing their protection to enable the auction of a building to take place, the court did again to October 25 to deliver its sentence. That decision was that he was guilty of contempt and they convicted him. But today, the Deputy Attorney General, David Asante, who was not handling this case earlier, showed up in court informing the judge that he was now handling the matter and that they had made an application, 3 separate applications. So the first application is that they are seeking to, that the court puts on hold this judgment, that is a stay of execution. They are asking that the court does not go ahead to pronounce its sentence. And the second application being a notice of appeal, communicating to the court that they intend to file a case at the higher court, that is at the Court of Appeal, challenging the decision of the High Court convicting of contempt. With the third one being that it's an interplea that they are challenging the ownership claims of the property. They maintain that the property belongs to the Ghana Police Service and the court should make a determination of that matter. So it was as a result of these reasons that Mr. David succeeded in getting the court to put on hold its judgment.
Was the IGP in court, Joseph?
Mr. Asante Appeatu didn't show up. He was represented by one DSP, Richard Boateng. But the Deputy Attorney General, David Asante, did apologize to the court for his failure to show up to the court. That was actually the first thing he said when the case was called. He informed the judge that the IGP was equally involved in a very important matter that borders on his responsibilities as the IGP, and that he indeed considered it very important to show up in court because it was a case that involved him, but he is still unable to show up due to the activity he has to engage in this point.
And Joseph, can you explain, because this was a directive, this was a court decision to his passing as David Asante Appeatu and not the Inspector General of Police?
Yes, he was actually sued in person, and he was named because the order that the court had given earlier was directed at him, David Asante Appeatu, as the Inspector General of Police, supposed to provide that protection, and his men failed to provide that protection, following which an application was made at the High Court that he should be committed for contempt. This morning he was supposed to be here in person because whatever decision that the court would have given in terms of its sentence would not have been directed at the office he occupied, but rather the individual involved due to that individual being found guilty of contempt. But that didn't happen as the court has been informed of the application that has been made and the apology coming from the Deputy Attorney General that he's unable to show up in court. So the case returns on November 1, where we are expecting that one of the applications that have come before the court, especially the one that has to do with the stay of execution and the interpleader one, will at least be dealt with.
And Joseph, just before you go, this issue has gotten a lot of interest. We've seen some prominent lawyers comment on this. Were there any interesting faces in court today?
In terms of the lawyers that made it present in court, I mean, the discussion generally surrounds whether the court could have imposed the 2 options that we know to be the possible sentence. So we are looking at issues of jail time or the bit about the fine. The fine seems to many of the lawyers to be something that could happen. But then the question about the jail time, because when the jail time is handed, we know for a fact that it's the Ghana Police Service that needs to enforce that order. And this is the gentleman that leads the Ghana Police Service. So as to whether the Ghana police officers would be able to set the arrest of their boss, the different subject matter of debate in itself. But the lawyers are monitoring this closely. They describe the case as an interesting one, in the sense that it doesn't often happen to have courts find that stop ranking public officials guilty of contempt as so in this particular matter.
Joseph Akablay, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much. That's our court correspondent, Joseph Akablay, reporting for us. Very interesting story there. I think it would have been some other news headline if we had seen the IGP being handcuffed and sent to jail by his own men. Interesting court story there.